Hey guys, welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator. So what have I been up to? Well, I just got all the large dealers finally completed. So we're all set here if I need to buy a truck or if I want to mess around with some mod stuff and I want to go through and check them out, make sure everything looks pretty good. So we got all that set up. It wasn't too hard to find out to get all these unlocked. Just went and got the quick missions, or what I always call them, quick missions. I play a lot of military games too much. A lot of the quick jobs, and found where the locations for the large dealers were. Excuse me, through Wikipedia, which was pretty nice. And yep, got them all set up. So we're all good at that on this save. And I added two mods in here, two different ones I'm testing out here. The one just recently, I don't know why I got this idea. I think I saw it on a forum or something, or a YouTube channel in the comments. And it was something with the traffic, so I'm testing out this mod called Next Traffic Density. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. It needs to amaze me to keep it, or I don't know. I'm really okay with the in-game traffic, but I just want to see how this traffic works. Quick test: when I was doing it, there seemed to be a problem where the traffic got locked up on the stoplight and didn't seem to want to go. So we're gonna see if that was just a slight quick error that happened. So and then the other one that I added in was finally found a pretty good sound pack, complete sound pack. I know you guys were watching the last video and I had like two different ones, and that wasn't completely sold on either one of them. It was like either half from this one and half from the other one. So this one actually is pretty good. It adds to all the trucks. I believe it tweaks some of the interior sounds and whatnot. It does need to be updated, I believe, to 1.19, but it does work with 1.19. From what I was reading when I downloaded it, it does need to be, the author is actually working on updating it for 1.19. I guess he's fixing some interior sounds. From what I was reading, some of the interior sounds got scaled from the other version, so he needs to work on that. So I'm actually satisfied with that mod, that sound mod, so I'm definitely keeping it in here. So yeah, it's really nice. So you guys are gonna hear it. It's actually pretty close to stock stuff. Nothing too extreme either way. So let's get a job here. I'm actually getting really close to my goal, 100,000, so I can get my truck. So yeah, like I said, I'm waiting to get 100,000 and we can do that. And I'm actually going to do this Claas Lexion. I did this a little bit last night, didn't finish it. Basically delivering the Claas Lexion 770 to Cambridge. So we got to go in the United Kingdom. Not one of my favorite trips, just because I get really confused down there. Everything's a little backwards as far as driving and whatnot. So, and I always forget what side of the road I'm on over there, and I always kind of mess up. So, yep, that's what we're going to be doing on that one. So, yeah, we'll see when we get down in there into the truck and set off on the journey. Alright guys, here, let's take a look at the loads here. Got the old Iveco Stralis. With this load, it's actually the first time I really drove this Iveco. Seems like a pretty decent truck. Rainy day here at the UPS pickup center. So yeah, let's jump on in here. I've been actually debating about moving at or trying a different route advisor location. because the mod comes with a lot of different files for different locations. So I'm actually debating on a different one. Maybe putting it on the bottom right again, but I don't know. The top's not too bad, and it's easier for me to look up at it. So we gotta go right. And yeah, there's a lot more traffic now. So let's get going. See how this traffic's gonna allow me to leave or not. Yep, he's doing okay. So it seems like you get a more realistic amount of traffic. Like I say, not only just does that, it also increases the aggressiveness of the traffic. So you gotta be a lot more cautious, I guess. But I'm a little bit worried that it might be too aggressive where they'll actually run into you and act stupid, and that's it's another thing I worry about some of the AI traffic, because in reality, you know, if you see a truck coming, are you gonna actually run into it, or let it have the right of way when it's pulling out somewhere? Turn signals on. Alrighty. So yeah, we'll give it a go on a couple of my drives and see how I like it. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's affecting. I mean, it's going to probably affect performance somewhat, not a lot. Especially in the city areas, you're going to have more traffic models in. I mean, that's definitely going to take up some memory. Hit that corner. That is my bad. We'll keep on trucking. We'll learn from our mistakes. So these runabouts tend to be a lot more busier, which I found even in stock and JazzyCat mod. I don't think JazzyCat actually changes the density. It just changes the type of traffic. And I find this more realistic. I mean, I found before it was really empty. So we're gonna head on over to the ferry, head on to Cambridge, and we'll get to try out the new ferry system with the Scandinavian DLC, which is a pretty cool system. I like it better than the just the stock base game way of doing it, where you just go to the green marker and then you're on your way. This one adds a little bit more role play, a little bit more realism. It's a nice little touch. So hopefully you can hear me pretty good. I gotta check the levels after this video to adjust with this modded sound pack, because I do want you guys to hear this and at the same time hear me. So it should be right up over here past these flashers here. Gotta be really careful going down with this beast. She'll start going really fast. This is kind of one of the reasons I want to use steering wheel and the pedals, just so I can get the braking the way I want it, like in real life. It feels like it just either there's no perfect setting for me right now. So it's like it's either brakes too much or it does not brake at all. So here we go. Let's get in the ferry and go to Cambridge. Get this Claas Lexion delivered. Get a little hefty payday. So we'll just pull on in here. Line her up. Turn the wipers off. I'm sure we can turn our lights off. There's plenty of lighting here. And we'll park her, parking brake, kill the engine, and then head on out. Dover. When I do get a chance, I really want to check out these ferry systems, if there's any videos on YouTube, because I really want to see how they function, how they look. Because being in America, we don't see this kind of stuff every day or at all. So it seems to be something more strict to the other countries, especially like this Euro truck stuff, European. So I want to see some. Oh, gotta turn my parking brake off. Yeah, I think this would be pretty cool. Wonder if they would actually, you would be able to bring some big wide loads in here. I'm sure anything comes in here. And I do gotta remember to drive on the other side of the road. I make this mistake every single time, even when I'm on it and I make a turn later on. I think I have it. I still forget. And one of the things that I don't like about automatic shifting is when you're going up steep hills like this, when you want it to keep it at a low gear, instead of it jumping up all the time, which will cause your engine to just not give the power and it just kind of rolls on back. We gotta get way out here so that thing doesn't roll back. There we go. Man, there's traffic. Left side's, right side's gonna be pretty good here. I'm just gonna have to go. Well, I could have went for it actually. There's a semi truck coming. There's a lot of traffic. It's pretty nice. I could have went actually. See. Man, this sucks. I really need to set up that free track IR and make a headset. I think my other problem was the software that came with that webcam that I have. Oh no 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 no, you're not. Not this time. Let's see if they'll stop. Well, that wasn't too bad. It's just a pain in the butt right now for me to have manually or some sort of manual shifting on the gamepad. I tried it with the hat switches or the top shoulder switches. I really didn't like it. I may have to try it again or try some other buttons, but it's just, it really sucks because there's a lot of buttons and functionality I want to put in this controller, but I'm so limited on what I can, how many buttons I can and stuff and controls I can add to it. I may actually pull out my rudder pedals, take a look at them tomorrow, and see if I can if I actually want to use them as gas pedals and brakes. They're just so big and wonky. They're nothing like vehicle brakes and gas. I think I mentioned that in my last video. I'm just wishing I had a G17 set up. That would be really sweet. And I know I was talking about selling my CH yoke and pedals, but then I was thinking, you know what? Somewhere in the future, I might start playing Flight Sim X again, or Flight Simulator, and then I'll be like wanting those yoke and rudder pedals, and then I'll be really pissed off and sad. Is this a bus overtaking me? Oh, I am going slower. I didn't realize the speed limit changed. Because I could basically almost get enough money for all that if I did sell those CH controllers. And I know I would get more use out of the G17 stuff than I can with the flight controllers, because honestly you can only use those in flight sim games. And the steering you can't really use as a, the yoke you can't use as a steering wheel because there's a limit left or right of how far it goes over, so it only really goes at a 45-degree angle, and steering wheel obviously goes all the way around. So alright guys, sorry about that. I keep occasionally checking my baby monitor. Forgot to charge it today. I was traveling a little bit today. So yeah, the little one's he's doing really good now. I know I mentioned in one of my old farm sim videos when I finally came back from that month hiatus that I mentioned he was actually, I think I mentioned he was in a special care unit when he was born, just because he had some traumatic birth. It was a really fast birth my wife went through. It was like a 3-hour labor. It just came and went really fast. And I guess either the birth was traumatic or he knew there was something. The doctors always say the babies know when something's happening and they kind of force labor. So either one or the other happened. But anyways, there was a little problems when he was born, and they just kept an eye on him, being that it happened so fast, and he was a little bit discolored a little bit, and they got worried because I guess he released his bowels in there just before he was born, and that's not a good thing because they can kind of swallow that, and they usually have to pump the stomach and get all that stuff out of there. But Like I said, he was in the intensive care unit, or they call it NICU for the babies. He was in there for about 2 weeks, and that was pretty stressful. But like I said, he was having seizures. I think the first night he had a couple seizures, and they just double checked to make sure it wasn't linked to anything serious. They did like EKG scan and CAT scans, just making sure there was no severe damage to his brain through the birth, and they couldn't find anything really wrong with him. They thought maybe he was going to be prone to seizures, so they put him on seizure medicines, and they didn't find anything wrong with him. And he just recently got off of all the seizure medicines, so there's nothing wrong with him. He had his follow-up. So all that follow-up did was just to make sure I'm going to take out that sign. I always do. Yeah. Sorry guys. This is a little hairy turn over here. Gotta pay attention. So yeah, like I said, they go through a lot of precautions and whatnot, and I can kind of understand. At the same time, I understand why they do it. And multiple reasons. After seeing the bills I got from all that, it's yeah. But as long as they checked him out and make sure, get a peace of mind, make sure he was okay. He turned out to be perfect health after all that. No more seizures, and his follow-up on his brain scan, EKG, came out really well. So there was no concern to keep him on any medicines. So we got him all cleaned off all that stuff. So like I'm saying, he's doing really good now. He's about 2 months and 2 weeks old. Pretty smart kid. He's cooing and calling a lot, trying to talk. He just discovered his hands the other day, so he's like, I guess he's putting them in his field of view range, so he's like manipulating his hands. Yeah, he's trying to suck on his thumbs, so he can't really do that, so he just sticks his fingers in there. And I've been noticing now that he's manipulating his hands, he uses one hand to try to pull the other hand's thumb out. So it's pretty cute. It's a pretty good kid. I mean, we got lucky with him because he sleeps through the whole night. I mean, we feed him every 4 hours now, and his last feeding is at 10 p.m. and then he usually goes to sleep after that about 10:30 to 11, and he's out. And I'll feed him again. I stay up till 2, and I feed him at the 2 o'clocks, and I put him to bed, and he'll stay to bed till like pretty much the whole night. The wife wakes him up at the next feeding at 6, so he'll sleep through that. Am I on the right side of the road here? I think I'm actually in the fast lane, aren't I? Yeah, I'm ass backwards with this. So yeah, and then he'll sleep through it, and he'll wake up around 8 or 9 usually, so he's pretty good. He's like a regular person with their sleep pattern, so I got really lucky with that. So like I said, I occasionally gotta check the monitors, but he's okay. I usually know what time he's gets up and gets ready to eat. But he was pretty fussy today, so I guess because we went over to the mother-in-law's house, and he's got routines already, so he knows what time he eats and what time he naps. So yeah, that's what's going on with the kid. He's doing great. We got ourselves a turn here. I forgot our destination. I really don't know. Oh, yes I do. Wasn't it, Cambridge? I wonder which one of these highways do I stay on. Let me move over to the middle one. Look all that traffic back there. You see that? There's a lot of cars back there. Actually, I think I need to get on this lane because the middle lane goes straight. Wrong one. Whoa. Whoa. These, I don't like driving in England here, guys. This is really crazy. It's just got me really thrown. Like I said, I don't make a lot of trips over here. I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. So yeah, I was thinking today about American Truck Simulator. I don't know much about it. I mean, you know, I'm new to the Euro Truck, and I do know they're making. There's Cambridge. Let's see if he'll let me over. I know there's a California map. I'm kind of wondering what kind of maps they're going to be doing of the what states they're going to be using. Because I think California would be pretty good. There's a lot to see. There's different types of roads. I mean, you'll get a lot of windy roads. You also get a lot of boring straight ones. Well, actually, California is probably a really good map for them to do. But I think I'm on the fast lane again, aren't I? This is Cambridge Road, though. Anyways. Just wondering if they're going to map out the whole United States, because there's a lot of states like the Midwest are really boring and straight shot maps, you know. And honestly, I wouldn't want to do that kind of driving where it's just straight constantly all the time, and then the scenery is the same and kind of boring, you know. That's why I really like this European maps, because the scenery changes all the time, and the roads they constantly keep you alert and aware because they're constantly turning and whatnot. I do hope they'll add in a northeast type map also, and also an eastern type map, because over here there's a lot of the European type terrains. It's really hilly. You get a lot of mix of the highway versus the smaller roads that take you off into some of the farmland where it gets a little windy. I should have been over on that side, but I'm trying to go to Cambridge, man. I'm foreign here. I don't even belong on this side. But yeah, I know, because I've traveled, like, I drove across the country about 4 times, so once you get past the Rockies, when you're coming out of the west coast going into the east, it gets really boring. It's really flat. It's really challenging to stay awake because it's constantly the same scenery, same long stretch of road. Look at that guy. That was pretty aggressive right there. I've seen that a lot. And a lot of cornfields. America likes to grow a lot of corn. Let's get on over, because I think our exit is actually coming up here. Wow, they had me go on the right side, and now I got to go all the way to the left. But Utah's a really good state to look at, and Colorado, obviously, New Mexico, Four Corners. But I don't know how I'm gonna like that, really. I do like seeing this a lot of scenery, but personally, I like seeing it from the perspective of a good train sim. I like seeing the America through the eyes of that. It's different, especially when you're out in the open. The big western states. It looks really nice with the like train sim. That's the kind of stuff I want to see. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But there's some good stuff too at the same time with like American Truck Sim or American type map like that. You'll have some big truck stops, and that's one thing I would love to see. Hopefully they'll have that in there. And all these good American mods are going to be ported over there. I'm sure they will. And finally those American trucks will get trucking in the Americas, United States, where they belong. That's going to be pretty cool. I think I might keep this traffic mod, guys. I mean, it seems to be working okay. I'm gonna give it a go a few more times. But the roads are a lot more busier. I mean, it's the right amount. It's not too insane where you would notice it being too cranked up, where they overdid it. It just seems like they did the right amount for this. So I'm pretty impressed by it. I'm just worried that it might conflict with Jazzy Cat mods, but seems to be working okay. But only time will tell. Loving the new sky with the Scandinavian DLC. Love the sunrises and the sunsets and just the skybox in general. So we got a lefty turn here. We should be at Cambridge. These trucks are passing me. I am going pretty slow though. I should be going a lot faster, but no hurries. I'm not too familiar with a lot of these areas. So my turn is coming up here. See, I don't like the brakes. It's just I start to hit the brakes and it just die. Truck just does a complete stop. You're not gonna pass me, dude. Yeah, the morning sky looks really good. it done. So this trailer pack's actually a separate download, and it's supposed to be a little bit more challenging. I think it's because of the width on it. It's a little bit wider than normal. But overall, I'm not having a problem with it, other than going through that one on-ramp and that sign being there. I mean, after driving the wind turbine propeller, that thing is super long. After driving that, I could feel like I'd drive anything. So we're getting, oops, I am actually too fast. I didn't see, oh, I did get the ticket. Ah, I already slowed down too. Uh-oh, uh-oh, where is it? I need to figure out this brake situation. Brake intensity. I wonder if I'll turn it up, the exhaust brake will run a little bit better. I haven't had it in the middle in a while, so we'll see if the brake exhaust is a little bit more responsive. But at the same time, I don't want it to be too intense. I kind of just want it to ease into the turn. I don't know, maybe you guys who do controllers have a pretty good setting. I really don't know. And we're right here. I believe it's in there. I think it's actually the one on the right side of the road. Okay, make sure we're on the correct side of the road. I said right side, now I'm going to get confused and drive on the right side. Okay, we gotta watch this traffic. And it should be right in there. Ah! Ooh, I nicked him. Yeah, like I said, that's the thing. If anything to take away from the having a lot of controls on this controller would help out a lot, especially like a free track IR or some sort of track IR would help out tremendously in here. That way my thumbs aren't all over the place trying to control the truck with the brakes and acceleration, doing the steering. It just gets really overwhelming at times. It sure does. Alright, let's see what we got here. Way off. This is going to be a mess. Let's see if she will. See if we go out on the road a little bit. And I actually need to increase the steering sensitivity quite a bit. I want this to be a little bit more responsive while I'm in here backing up, because it really helps out a lot to get those fine-tuned touches in there. Because that's what my main problem was with these trailers, was the wheels weren't giving me the control that I needed. And I'll actually straighten her out a little bit. Alrighty. Like I said, just gotta remember to do that when I drive the truck. There's like 2 settings I got for this game. For steering, one's for the backing up and one's for the driving. But you know, that's what you gotta do when you have a controller. And I'm really responsive now to what I need to do, so I can get her the way I want it. It's like, okay, Raven, shut up while you keep talking. Well, and I got my other... I don't know, I like a lot of mirrors. Turn this guy off. Now, where is this dock? Oh, I think I'm actually right aligned with it. Let's see what we got. Rules are straight. Fortunately, I can't look down and up the way I set up my look button. Oh yeah, this is nice with the fine-tuned controls. Nice. It still doesn't get me where I want to go. Yeah, I'm way off. It's okay, guys. I am the new trucker, remember? Wrong direction. Wrong direction. Wrong direction. Ah. Well, at least this sensitivity allows me to get out of it a little bit better. So that goes this way. No, I gotta go the other way. Go into it more. Like I said many times before, this is like a game into itself right here. See how we did. That's actually pretty good. Let's make sure forward's on, parking brakes on, and then we'll end it. See if we got any accident damage. I didn't check my trailer. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. I usually get excellence. Don't usually get anything other than that. So yeah, we did pretty good on that one. Like I said, some of those on-ramps right there have that little yield sign or whatever on it. I don't know why that sign's there. Sure, people always clip it. I think I clipped it before when I had a longer trailer too. So yeah, I'm liking that traffic pack, the next traffic density. It's pretty nice. I really like it. Adds a little bit more life to the traffic area there. The sound pack's definitely staying because I always like a good sounding truck in the game, especially the stock stuff's a little bit on the lighter side with the audio. So definitely going to stick with all that stuff. And so yep, that's it, guys. Oh, got our 100,000 in there. So next time you see me, we're gonna have my company truck, and we're gonna travel around. I gotta figure out what truck I want to go with. If you guys got any ideas, let me know. I'm curious if what kind of brand of truck I should get. I really don't know. On top of my head, I would probably go for a man, just because I'm used to that, using those kind of trucks in farm sim. A little bit familiar with DAF, but we'll actually see what truck I go with. I'm wondering if these, I'm sure these, I'm gonna have to look online. I'm sure these guys have sleepers. These are sleeper cabs. I know they're a lot taller than the American trucks, so I think you could stack more vertically. But I wonder if they're actually roomy, because American trucks seem like Peterbilts and Volvos and whatnot, and Kentworths, they seem pretty roomy in the back and good place to sleep and relax. So that's kind of one of the things I like about the American trucks. So alright guys, I think that's about it. You guys take it easy, and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye bye.